Afternoon everyone, and welcome to this week's video update. Hope you're all doing really well. First of all, a big thank you to everyone for your feedback. Please keep your comments and suggestions coming in, they're really useful to us. I've got quite a lot of different things to share with you this week, so I'm going to go straight into that and try and whistle through as much information as possible. First of all, you may have already seen within the last couple of hours that they've released the information on the changes to the furlough scheme. So from July, as we've seen, employers will be able to furlough employees on a part-time basis. How that works in terms of the number of hours, that's down to the employer to set those in consultation with their employees. Then the tapering effect start that we mentioned last week. So in other words, a gradual reduction in the amount that the government will actually provide in through the furlough scheme. So that will start in August with the fact that employers will be required to cover national insurance contributions and the pension payments, which were previously covered under the furlough grant. From September, the percentage amount will drop from 80% down to 70%. So from September, it will be 70% up to a cap of 2,190. And then in October, that will drop again to 60% up to a cap of 1,875. And the expectation is that the employer will make up that difference. Then, as of 31st of October, the scheme stops. So, some reassurance for all of us that the scheme's continued, but also some worries and concerns, especially as we don't know what the economy or our individual businesses will look like come November the 1st. For the self-employment income support scheme, we've just learned that they've extended that again for another three-month period, so there'll be another claim that can be made in August. However, at a different level, so it's now 70% of your monthly profits up to a cap of 6,570 for those 3 months. And then again, after those 3 months, that grant scheme stops. So that's the two support schemes that the government have announced changes on. Just one quick thing about bounce back loans. I know that many of you have experienced some issues with those. So if your bank don't actually provide bounce back loans, and believe it or not, there are actually banks out there that haven't yet been able to get their systems up and running to be able to provide them, what do? So you can go to other banks. So for example, Barclays have told us they will accept bounce back loan applications, but you then need to open a business bank with them. So Barclays, Starling, the digital bank, they're two of the banks that have said that they can provide that facility. But if you've got any questions, please just drop us a quick email and we'll see if we can help you with that. Many of you have been asking about claiming use of home costs. So as you know, as self-employed individuals, you can claim use of home. As employees, it's also possible to do that. There has been some assumptions that HMRC will increase the amounts you can claim. That hasn't happened yet. So the amounts are currently £6 a week. In some quarters, HMRC have said that they will be looking to increase that amount, but as yet we've had no confirmation of that. So watch this space. We'll certainly be releasing information as and when we get it and we can find out what provisions HMRC will put in place. It does seem like they should do something, seeing as we've all had to be working from home a lot more over the last couple of months, and it's not something that's been done by choice either. Lots of compliance issues with HMRC. By that we mean things like investigations, inquiries, that kind of standard stuff. When we say issues, HMRC have basically stopped dealing with a lot of those things. They've moved a lot of their resources onto other departments, specifically departments dealing with the government support schemes. So we're definitely noticing delays in those areas, so be aware of that. One thing we wanted to highlight was changes to capital gains tax. So if you're a UK resident or even a non-UK resident and you have UK property and you sell it, you have to pay capital gains tax on that. The changes introduced in April mean that you need to report and pay the tax within 30 days of that sale date. So that's something to keep in mind. Again, if you've got any questions on that, please get in touch with us. P11Ds, please be conscious of the fact that the deadline is looming within the next month. So if you're an employer and you've given any benefits in kind to your employees, or you've bought yourself a nice fast sports car and have hidden that away and you're claiming that through the business, you need to report it. So please get in touch with us about that, especially if you're unsure if it applies to you. Self-assessment checklists, again, lots of great feedback from everyone, but if you haven't done it, please do get those checklists into us so we can start working on your self-assessments. Finally, just to mention the COVID-19, the client assistance program that we started, that's still ongoing. Please get in touch with us if you've got any additional questions. We're expecting that actually we're going to see a surge in that, in the help that we need to give people, because now as we enter a transition phase of people getting back to normality or trying to get back to normality, there's going to be new challenges to deal with. So we're gearing ourselves up to assist with you in that respect. So that's everything I wanted to cover this week. Hope you find that useful and hope you have a great weekend, and look forward to speaking to you next week. Bye for now.